Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is another video I'm going to make on the ABBA Skylift. You may have remembered a few videos ago when I first got the Skylift, I made a video putting the wee Enfield here up on her. And the Skylift is fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant, I have to say. But there's one or two wee issues I kind of found with it, which I was a wee bit concerned about. And it was basically, as you can see from, I'll put some footage on here from the previous video, as you can see, actually positioning the stand in place on the bike and having to hold the bike with one hand while you pushed the ABBA stand in to connect it up, and then moving around the other side and putting it on the other side. It wasn't, to me, felt the most comfortable thing to do. And I've actually never had the Tiger up on the stand at all, to be honest. And I'm a wee bit concerned of doing that because it's a heavier bike, it's bigger, it's a lot more expensive. And the fear of actually just getting something wrong, kind of placing your feet a wee bit wrong and the bike either falling and getting damaged, or worst case scenario, the bike falling over and falling onto me and trapping me on the floor. This wouldn't be an issue if I had somebody to help me, another pair of hands in the garage, an assistant that would kind of hold the bike and steady it while you were pushing everything into place. But most of the time, I'm working in the garage on my own, and I really don't have an assistant to help me. And I really wanted to see how I could address that problem to make the whole procedure safer for me. Because once the bike is attached to the stand, once it's up in the air, brilliant, I can't fault it at all. It's only that wee niggle I personally have, other people might not have an issue with it, that of safety while it's being connected to the bike itself. Anyway, I think I've came up with a solution to the problem, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The solution that I've came up with, which I think is perfect to solve what I can see as a health and safety issue, is to use a wheel chock. And this is what I've purchased, is a laser wheel chock. The idea being I can roll the bike onto the wheel chock. The bike will be freestanding and supported on the wheel chock, and that gives me the ability to install the ABBA lift in safety without any fear of the bike falling or toppling. The first thing we basically have to do is to roll the bike up onto the wheel chock. That's so. And that's it. Walk away. The bike is safe. There is a wee locking bit down there you can put in place to stop it potentially coming out. The bike is freestanding. Now you don't have to worry of it falling over. Now you can actually slide the stand underneath the bike with ease. And at this point here you can see it doesn't quite line up, so it's easy enough to jack it up to the right height so it just slips onto the mounting. So easy. And at this point, put the brakes on here so this side's not going to move, and then move to the other side and fit this piece here to slide it on. And because you've got it level and made that adapter come in and made it really flush with the mounting, it absolutely lines up perfectly. Tighten up the thumb screw, tighten up the Allen screw, and tighten up this mounting slightly. And I'm sure you'll agree that from watching the last video, that is so much easier and so much safer, in my opinion. It's a real piece of cake. The bike is rock steady. So the majority of the time you would use the bike in the level position where you're lifting the bike straight up, like so. And once the bike's in the air, again, you could either leave the wheel chock in position or you can move it out of the way, depends on what you're actually doing to the bike. So I'm sure you'll agree that is so much easier. Once it's up on the stand, it is brilliant. I've used it a couple of times now to do an oil change and some performance modifications, as you may have seen in a couple of the last videos. But I was always concerned about putting the Tiger on. The thought of dropping that and the amount of damage that would be done to it far outweighed this slightly extra cost of buying a wheel chock. And it gave me the peace of mind of having some safety. Anyway, I'll bring this one down just now and we'll maybe put the Tiger up on it for the first time. And she's off. To me, that has made the whole lifting of any bike on the Abba stand so much easier, so much safer. Yeah, the whole system, I would say, now works perfectly. The Tiger has never been on the stand. I've been scared to do it. I've now got the Tiger in position, ready to put the Tiger up on the wheel chock. So we slide her forward. Up she goes. And again, take your hands away. And she's steady. So now I need to bring the Abba stand in and make sure I've got the correct one, which I don't have, that's too small. Yeah, that's actually the 24mm one that I used on the Enfield. That one fits perfectly on that side. So I can push that one in and locate that in. Again, it's a wee bit just on the slightly low side, so it's easy to just jack her up. And this is quite difficult to do actually, without the bike being steady. That's it, locked right in. And again, put the brakes on. So that's this side steady. And this one should be the Triumph one, which goes in perfectly. Yes, it does. So that adapter goes onto this side. And then again. And okay, this side in. That's it. And tighten up the Allen key again. So that's now ready to lift the Tiger for the very first time. I was scared to do this without the wheel chock. What a fantastic piece of kit, I'm sure you'll agree. And I'm sure you'll agree that the wheel chock has made a massive difference to this potential safety issue as far as I'm concerned, because I was really scared to put the Tiger up on it. The thought of holding the bike with one hand while you're trying to manipulate the stand in and kick it away, because it gets under your feet, it's a wee bit awkward to use. Easy if you've got an assistant, no problem at all. But on your own, it's a wee bit precarious. So I thought I would show you my faith in this stand and show you how strong it is. It's rated as holding up to 400 kilos, which is a massive bike. You're talking about GS, big RTs and stuff, a lot heavier than this bike. So potentially, there's lots of weight, so there's nothing to stop you getting up here and sitting on your bike, because it'll take it without any trouble at all. I was scared to do that the last time. Yeah, you can climb off the other side. It's a wee awkward, but you can do it in safety. This stand is brilliant. It truly is brilliant. A fantastic addition to the garage. And when it's down and it's all stowed away back into its storage position, it takes up very little space in the garage as well. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. As far as I know, I've never seen anybody else on YouTube doing this. I've seen comments in various places of people using a wheel chock with the Abba Skylift, but as far as I'm aware, I can't find any video on the Abba Skylift where somebody uses a wheel chock. And to my mind, it is a perfect addition to this bit of kit. Anyway, for now, hope you've enjoyed this wee video, and thanks for viewing. Ride safe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.